The Hawks get it done in Mitch Lewis's return game and are now back in the top 4. Let's talk about it. In really wet and windy conditions pretty much all day, the Hawks are up by about 2 goals at three-quarter time and come home strong to take the game by 38 points. Pretty much everyone stepped up and played big games. Moore, Newcomb, Hardwick, Impey. Yeah, everyone had really good games today. It was a pretty weird start to the game. 2 of the first 3 goals resulted in off-ball free kicks where teams just either had a snap from the boundary or kick straight in front. But other than that, Mitch Lewis in his first game back in the first quarter, he had a really nice tap on to Dylan Moore. He kicked a really nice goal. And yeah, considering he didn't have many touches and didn't have much impact, he still showed a lot of effort chasing, contesting the ball, little things like tap-ons that led to goals. He actually had a pretty impactful game with limited touches. He got subbed off late in the third quarter for Bailey McDonald, which I thought was the correct choice. Obviously, a big guy in wet conditions isn't great and got to manage his minutes with his injuries, so good call. And Bailey McDonald comes on and kicks one of the best goals in the wet you've ever seen. Picks it up in the wet, which is extremely hard to do. Breaks through a tackle, breaks through a pack of people, and then snaps on the run. And he's quick. He's Nick Watson quick. So, yeah, that was a really good goal. And then he ran all the way down the end of the field, and all the boys got around because it was his first ever AFL goal. So, yeah, that was a really good highlight from Bailey McDonald. And our backup rucks for today were Deer and Battle, which was a bit strange. Never seen that before, especially Battle, because he was working his way up to centre-half forward. Like, he was a genuine ruckman at one point. And Deer filled in every now and then. They didn't play too much, but they definitely played there a little bit. So, yeah, weird to see, but it obviously worked. I talked about in my last video about how not having Mackenzie in the midfield will leave us a midfielder down for the whole game, just considering what impact it had in our last quarter against Fremantle. But yeah, our midfield stepped up. Everyone except Newcomb. Newcomb had 11 touches. One of the worst games we've ever seen him play. Yes, he was tagged the entire game by Willem Drew, who actually did a pretty good job on him. But yeah, like I said before, all the boys stepped up. Moore had 32 and 2 goals, one of his best games. 9 tackles too. He was just going hard at it. Hardwick was solid all day. 27 touches. 8 marks too. Warple had 26. Impey 26. 3 goals. 3 goals won in the last quarter, and I'm not sure if he had a hat-trick or not. He definitely kicked 2 in a row though, but yeah, that was great. Ward really stepped up with 26. Amon was pretty average with 22. He still played good. And then yeah, Guinea played pretty good and hit the aeroplane celebration at the end when he kicked his goal, which I thought was pretty good. Ken Hinkley had a little giggle in the box. They showed him on the camera, but yeah, Sicily was doing alright today. Had a pretty decent game. And then Nash, 19 touches, 12 tackles. So, yeah, he was hard at it all day. And then Scrimshaw at the bottom there, 17 touches, 5 tackles. He was going hard at it. He didn't have that many disposals necessarily, but his impact, chasing, spoiling, tackling, yeah, he sort of did a bit of everything. And he was, pretty solid as well in his first game back. Jack Scrimshaw today was pretty elite. He looked like his old self again. He looked quicker, he looked sharper, a bit more agile, especially in these conditions as well. The thing is, what I reckon with Scrimshaw, yes, he's having a down year because of injuries and the inclusions of Battle and Barras, but I think going from a key defender last year, he bulked up, put on a bit of weight to compete with the bigger guys, and I think coming into this season, he's not used to that size. So obviously with a lighter frame, you're going to be a bit quicker, a bit sharper, a bit more athletic. And I think he's just adjusting to that because he had to bulk up. So he looked a bit leaner today. I don't know if that was just me, but he didn't look as big as he usually does. But yeah, he looked quick, agile, and aggressive. He looked like his old self. So yeah, really excited to get him back into the team. And if you have him coming off your bench, because he started on the bench, if you have Scrimshaw coming off the bench, you're going to be a good team. Like, you're going to go deep in September, especially if they all played like they did today in that second half. There are actually quite a few really good highlights today, like a few good goals. Gunston kicked one of his goals from about 40-45 out on the boundary line. That, like, dead straight drop punt. That was a pretty sick goal. Bailey McDonald, like I mentioned before, his goal was pretty good. Broke away from a couple people, snapped on the run, super quick. He's really exciting. I hope he stays on the team for next week, actually. And Impey had a couple nice ones. He sort of got the hands off Watson on the run, kicked it through, and then had it on the boundary line and sort of, I don't know what he did, he sort of shimmied or maybe looked one way. In fact, he was going right, and then went around Alir and then kicked a nice snap from the boundary line. And Cal Shadir didn't have the best of games, but he still played really well for a big guy in the wet. Only took 3 marks, 10 touches, but 2 goals too. I think he shanked a couple, or maybe passed 1 or 2 of them off because they were a bit far out, which is completely fine in the wet because there were a bunch of those today. But I think he had about 6 or 7 shots a goal. Like, for a big guy in the wet, I know one was given to him at the very start of the game, but he looks super good. He looks super comfortable already in his second game back. Giving the votes out today, it's going to be tough, but I think just our best 2, I'll do like a general vote. Our best 2 were definitely Moore and Impey. Hardwick next because he was just solid all day. And then probably Warple and Gunston. Gunston had a good game, kicked a few goals. So, yeah, they're sort of the 5-6 best in my opinion. The most exciting thing about one of these games where everyone plays well, everyone just gets good numbers and plays their role to almost perfection is the fact that our best player is coming back in next week. People have sort of forgotten about him. Our best player is coming back next week. Yes, he's probably going to take a couple games to get back into his best form, but yeah, he's going to complete this midfield. He's the speed and extra number in the midfield that we're missing, and his first game back is going to be against Carlton, which is a good warm-up game. And the week after, Adelaide away. But people forget he's from Adelaide, and he always plays well in Adelaide. Go back and look at his stats. But yeah, so imagine Day and Lewis in 2, 3, 4 weeks' time, right before finals, get back to their best footy. And yeah, who knows how far we can go. We can definitely win a grand final this season. If everyone plays well, Will Day and Mitch Lewis come back. Cal Shadir gets in form. Jack Scrimshaw gets in form. Yeah, who knows how far we can go. Comment down below. Let me know realistically how far do you think we'll go in September. Thank you for watching.